Tesla's board sent a letter to all Tesla stockholders. It's not a long letter. It's about 3 pages long, and this is the most important part. The board stands behind this 2018 Elon Musk compensation package. We believed in it in 2018 as we asked Elon to pursue remarkable goals to grow the company. You, as stockholders, also believed in it in 2018 when you overwhelmingly approved it. Time and results have only shown the wisdom of our judgment. We do not agree with what the Delaware court decided, and we do not think that what the Delaware court said is how corporate law should or does work. So we are coming to you now so you can help fix this issue, which is a matter of fundamental fairness and respect to our CEO. You have the chance to reinstate your vote and make it count. We are asking you to make your voice heard once again by voting to approve ratification of Elon's 2018 compensation plan. Voting again will restore Tesla's stockholder democracy, which has been damaged by the Delaware court. We had multiple big Tesla stock news stories today. Let's go through all of them now. Tesla just removed all inventory discounts for all vehicle models in the US, excluding demo cars. It is the first time since 2022 that Tesla has done this, and some discounts were as high as 10%, so this is a major change. It could be that Tesla will soon start offering very low financing rates in the US instead of inventory discounts. But Elon replied to the whole post by saying, "We are simplifying and streamlining the whole Tesla sales and delivery system. It has become complex and inefficient." I think Tesla is changing its strategy from lowering the price to now focusing a lot more on margins going forward. So assuming that these discounts do not come back, it's like doing a $5,000 price increase for the Model Y long range. That's a major move. We are likely going to see quite a few more changes later with Tesla. I mean, we just had massive layoffs and now inventory discounts are gone. With everything happening, ARK Invest remains bullish and they just bought more Tesla stock. And if like me, you remain bullish or appreciate daily news, click a like button. It's unclear what's happening with Tesla overseas though. Tesla Giga Berlin denies this report of 3,000 employees being laid off. Tesla says that this number reported in the media has no basis. Some insiders said that it's going to be less than 10% of the 12,500 employees in Giga Berlin, and Drive Tesla sources said their number is approximately 500 people. Tesla's proxy statement came out today, and from it we learned that Tesla has spent around $200,000 advertising through February on X, which suggests that Tesla is not spending much money on advertising. We also learned that the annual shareholder meeting will be on June 13th, and Tesla is asking Tesla stock investors to once again approve Elon Musk's $56 billion pay that was set in 2018 but was rejected by a Delaware judge in January. If you are a Tesla stock holder, are you going to vote for or against this proposal? I will vote for. And it appears to me that the majority of retail Tesla stock investors will also vote for. And I definitely agree with Jason here. Elon's compensation package is a code red, all hands on deck issue for Tesla investors. If you vote against it, it's not only a slap in the face to Elon, who apparently you expect to work for free, it will likely encourage him to employ his talents elsewhere, as well as some very talented Tesla AI and robotics engineers. We definitely don't want that. I became a Tesla investor in early 2019, and I think without Elon, Tesla would have gone bankrupt. Jason is definitely right here. Lots of big moves are being made by Tesla today. Tesla has lowered its starting lease price for the Model 3 in the US to $299 per month, down from $329. However, I think it's much more important to let people buy the vehicle at the end of the lease. And basically, most people agree with what I just said. Another big story for Tesla today. Tesla China's mega factory will begin construction in May and start production, I guess, in the first quarter of 2025. Tesla has removed nearly all job listings in North America, Middle East, and Africa. Peers' job listing count has been reduced by over 80% in Europe, 0 openings in Canada. Collectively, earlier, we had thousands of job openings. Here's another big story. We have more Cybertrucks, officially too many to count at this point. But don't you worry, with the help of AI, specifically Google's Gemini, we are able to confirm that there are 5 Cybertrucks according to Google's Gemini. Okay, someone actually did count all of them. 915, almost 1,000 Cybertrucks at this point. Now, the pileup is due to a delivery issue with the accelerator pedal. Deliveries are expected to continue later this week again. I think today we will probably have 1,000 Cybertrucks. What? Tesla offers 0% interest rate in Germany, valid for Model Y long range and performance orders until the end of the quarter, until inventory runs out. The rear-wheel drive model, though, is eligible for a 2% interest rate. Lots of major developments today. 4 of Tesla's top 10 largest shareholders came to Tesla unsolicited to tell the company that they disagree with Tornetta's invalidation of Elon Musk's 2018 CEO Performance Award. Tesla writes, 7 institutional stockholders, including 4 of the top 10, felt strongly enough to seek a meeting with the board chair and raise the issue. One of those top 10 investors sent a follow-up letter to the board chair reiterating its support for a new stockholder vote. The special committee noted that this issue has also galvanized many retail stockholders, more than 6,000 individuals claiming to be stockholders owning more than 23 million total shares, equivalent to the 11th largest institutional stockholder, sent unsolicited letters and emails to the board or to the Tornetta court supporting the reinstatement of Mr. Musk's equity compensation. In 2018, Kimball and Elon recused themselves from the vote, so probably the same will happen again. Every vote will count in this situation. If you are outside of the US and you need to transfer your stock to another institution for you to be able to vote, make sure to do so. Here are some instructions for European Tesla stockholders, and here are more instructions. Every vote will count. I reposted these on my Twitter account, so feel free to click on my Twitter link in the description down below. I have pretty much no doubt that Ross Gerber will vote against the Elon Musk compensation package, so just a reminder for everyone what Ross said back in 2020. Congratulations, Elon Musk, on completing stage 1 of your option compensation package. Well deserved. Not many CEOs stay up all night for months sleeping at the factory to ensure success. Thanks, Elon. Shareholders are happy. And back in 2018, he said the Tesla compensation package is insane. Elon makes nothing unless the stock almost doubles and he reaches $20 billion in revenue or $15 billion in EBITDA. He said, I like it. Oh, and Ross actually just commented on this. Wait, so Tesla wants to reapprove a pay package that was struck down by the courts with the same board, but moved to Texas so the lack of independence would matter less? It seems they don't understand why the pay package got rescinded in the first place. Can we all agree that Elon Musk is spread too thin? I think Omar's response is fairly decent here. No, we cannot all agree. I disagree. He was been running multiple companies since Tesla was started. These other companies allowed Tesla to do things so he couldn't do otherwise. Cybertruck Steel Alloy came from Starship. Boring Company uses Teslas. And XAI is training multi-model LLMs, etc. with engineers, which Tesla likely would not have been able to recruit because Tesla, well, it can give stock options, but it's much more enticing to join a startup, which, you know, just with your work alone, you can increase the valuation of that startup by 10 times, and with a collective team effort, maybe the valuation can be increased by 100 times. I don't think Tesla stock is going to go up 100 times after solving FSD, for example. But because XAI is starting with such a low valuation, you can definitely do it with it. So it does have a different set of talent over there. And if you only have the attention span to do one thing, that's fine. But Tesla has outperformed Rivian year to date, despite RJ only having one job. Coming back to inventory discounts, I think the chances are pretty high that Tesla is going to offer much lower financing rates to everyone, perhaps with a combination of willing to accept a lower volume of sales, but with higher margins. Canaccord Genuity analyst just reiterated his Tesla stock price target of $234 with a buy rating. James points out that currently Tesla's production capacity sits at 2.6 million per year. The sales last year were at 1.8 million. FSD is a software problem. They can build a 3 or a Y for high 30s outside of China. If FSD becomes truly autonomous, the value of the car will be quite high. The cost to manufacture whatever Elon presents on August 8th should be less than the cost to build a Model 3 or Y, but by how much less? Let's say $10,000 to $15,000 less. What is $10,000 to $15,000 cost on a car that is valued as as a robotaxi, it's negligible. Why not just plan to use excess capacity to sell robotaxis? If FSD is ready, by utilizing their excess capacity, they would be able to drop free and Y by probably another $5,000, which would further close the gap in costs, and this would optimize their operations. This makes no sense in his opinion. James has a hypothesis, but he didn't share it yet. For some other things, if a car can drive itself, the current layout of a car becomes obsolete. In my opinion, this gives birth to a brand new total addressable market where a player, Tesla, can create a platform where fleet providers can customize the interior to whatever the market demands. Commuter robotaxi, going out to bar robotaxi, sleeper robotaxi, etc., etc. Model 3 and Y, these cars are not designed from the ground up for this. I think the Model 3 actually could be a pretty decent robotaxi. The door problem that I said, let's say someone gets in the car, gets out of the car and doesn't close the door fully. Someone in the comments suggested a very smart idea. Well, Teslas have external speakers, so you can just have the Tesla play, oh, please close the door, please close the door, please close the door, please close the door, until someone finally closes the door. I think for the first few years, these cars could be decent robotaxis. Elon replied to a post which said that he is betting his whole company on autonomy. This one is important, so pay attention. Not quite betting the company, but going balls to the wall for autonomy is a blindingly obvious move. Everything else is like variations on a horse carriage. I think that's absolutely right. It doesn't really quite matter what Tesla's pricing strategy is right now if FSD get solved. Inventory discounts, yes or no? Doing a lot of advertising or little advertising? Allowing people to buy their leased cars at the end of their leases or not? None of these things really matter if FSD gets solved relatively quickly. Now, I am a bit more conservative, so I would like Tesla to also work on the next generation vehicle that would be focused on the consumer, and I think Tesla is going to work on that, but it is on the back burner for now. I do not think Elon is betting the whole company, but he is, I think, betting a significant portion of the Tesla valuation on this move. And unless Tesla makes the robotaxi look like a bus, how difficult can it be to take a steering wheel, plug it into Tesla's USB port, and bam, you have a steering wheel. This one also comes with the pedals too, and it's only $69. So my big question now is, what's the design of that vehicle? Is it gonna look like a bus, or is it just going to look like a futuristic, cool looking vehicle? Well, we'll find out on August 8th. Gary says, nobody's saying Tesla shouldn't go balls to the wall on autonomy. Autonomy is clearly the future of the industry. All many of us are suggesting is to do robotaxi in tandem with building a $25,000 compact consistent with the Master Plan 1, Roadster, Model S, Model 3, compact. Breakthroughs like robotaxi always take longer than you think, and regulations will gum up the process. So let's get the $25,000 compact out using the same platform and same parts as robotaxi, and give consumers choice: EV that drives themselves and EVs that humans still drive at a cheaper price. James quoted Elon's balls to a wall comment. I agree, company will survive. Obviously, they have not much debt and positive cash flow. They can milk the sexy lineup and energy and do well enough to easily sustain operations. But he did bet the company's growth prospects on FSD. Either FSD delivers much better revenue or no revenue / earnings growth for years to come. I don't think people realize this yet. I suspected it a year ago, but it became clear to me after reading the biography, which I highly suggest that you read. The Elon Musk biography by Walter Isaacson. It's very good. Seeing the delays to Mexico, the new direction on the compact vehicle, etc. Electrics reporter Fred has been fairly bearish about FSD, but here's what he says. It's going to surprise you a little bit. In truth, I get it. I think self-driving is going to happen faster and be more impactful on the auto industry than electrification. It makes sense to heavily invest in it, but I think there is a way to do it without betting the house by still investing in other critical programs to grow EVs. So he did admit that Elon's strategy makes sense, and he's been fairly bearish. Anyway, he continues with his comment, which is not so bullish anymore about FSD. Also, while this is risky by itself, betting a $500 billion company on AI advancements leading to self-driving, the risk is also compounded by Elon splitting his efforts when it comes to AI. He already threatened Tesla shareholders to not build AI products at Tesla if he didn't get 25% voting control over Tesla shares, which he would have if it wasn't for him selling Tesla shares to buy Twitter. His new startup, XAI, has already recruited 4 Tesla AI engineers, and that's a fair point, but we also know that at least one of them likely, at least according to Elon, would have left Tesla anyway. I absolutely hate it when I see a Tesla AI engineer leave Tesla, but if they are going to leave anyway, I would much rather have them join another company run by Elon Musk. But I'm speculating here, of course. I don't know if these engineers would have definitely left. This is problematic, continues Fred. If you were to replace the words Elon and Tesla with anything else, and then present Tesla's governance situation and how they are letting the CEO do this, everyone would agree that it makes no sense. But that's because it wouldn't be Elon. Show me another person that has pushed the whole industry towards electrification and figured out relaunchable, reusable rockets. No one has done it. So when you have someone with such a strong long-term track record, you want that person to have more control if that person focuses on the company going forward. And by focus, I mean spend enough time to take the company to the next level. And for Elon, that means between a quarter to 1/2 of his total time dedicated to his companies. Elon is squeezing this past everyone by using his credibility from previous successes. If it works, it is going to be one of the best bet of all times. But if it doesn't work, it will be one of the biggest blunders. But I took my car yesterday on the latest FSD version, and it really impressed me compared to the previous version, 12.3.3. So with my own eyes, I can see the progress that's happening. If you don't have full self-driving, then I can certainly see why you would not be happy with Elon Musk. But if this progress continues, FSD is really inevitable, and it's going to happen faster than I initially thought. I'll give you my detailed thoughts about that drive later in the video. I was really impressed. James is doing what annoyed cats do. The CEO is the reason why we need a wartime CEO. I think Farzad is right here. Tesla wouldn't be Tesla without its CEO. Stop being silly, Mr. Cat. This Model Y uploaded 225 gigabytes of data this month. Tesla has now also officially asked shareholders to ask them to vote for the company to move its state of incorporation to Texas. Tesla's chairwoman, Robin Denholm, also made a statement: because the Delaware court second-guessed your decision, shareholders' decision, Elon has not been paid for any of his work for Tesla for the past 6 years that has helped to generate significant growth and stockholder value. That strikes us and the many stockholders from whom we already have heard as fundamentally unfair and inconsistent with the will of the stockholders who voted for it. Denholm, who was on the compensation committee that approved the package, did not address the actual concerns in the judge's finding about Tesla's governance issues that led to the judgment. At the shareholder meeting, we will also vote on the re-election of Kimball Musk, Elon's brother, and James Murdoch, former 21st Century Fox CEO, to Tesla's board. The proxy statement is 443 pages long, so probably more things will come out from it as people start going through it. Electric says that Denholm only states that the court found the package was not entirely fair, which, based on what Electric thinks, is a gross misrepresentation of the court's findings. And this is fairly important. The board, with Mr. Musk and Kimball Musk recusing themselves, which is really the important part that they recuse themselves, recommends that stockholders vote for the approval of the re-domestication of Tesla from Delaware to Texas. Gary Black says many investors are direct messaging us asking what's going to happen to Tesla stock next week. Short answer is we don't know. Much depends on how Elon Musk frames timing of the $25,000 compact, which represents about 50% of most analysts' Tesla long-term volume, as Tesla expands its total addressable market to the mass segment. On the last earnings call, Elon said Tesla was very far along on the next generation vehicle and that we are expecting to start production second half next year. Since Robotaxi and the $25,000 Compact will use the same platform and many of the same parts and be built initially in Austin where Tesla engineers have greatest control, we still expect production of the $25,000 Compact to start in 2026 despite Robotaxi prioritization. Tesla stock can hold up despite another likely round of volume and earnings cuts following next week's earnings call. It definitely will not be boring. Gary Black also predicts that Tesla shareholders will again overwhelmingly approve Elon's 2018 compensation plan worth $47 billion today, even with all the added disclosures, as they should, in my opinion. So Gary Black is going to vote for approving Elon's compensation package, it appears to me. I think the retail Tesla stock investors will vote for it, but there will be some institutional investors that will be against it. So I'm not sure if it's definitely certain that it will be reapproved. That's why every vote matters. The proxy statement said that Musk's 2023 annual total compensation was zero. Here are more findings from the proxy statement. Elon Musk asked 50 Tesla engineers to volunteer at Twitter. Board said it was tracking the situation, but it started after the fact. Twitter ended up paying $1 million to Tesla for the volunteering services. It does sound like the CEO of a public company asked employees of said company to volunteer at his newly acquired private company without asking the board, and then had the board approve it after the fact because the board does whatever he says. Jason replied to Fred, I probably have way more skin in the game than you as a Tesla investor, and I also probably have a lot more corporate experience. First of all, who exactly was hurt by this? Secondly, once you realize how specialized engineers can become within their field, you can see why doing this was a no-brainer. There were some Tesla engineers that had some expertise that ex-engineers didn't, possibly being able to do something 100 times better in a fraction of the time. Maybe you think all engineers are easily interchangeable. Omar is making a prediction very soon. FSD will drive better than you ever could. It is already starting to exceed human capabilities in many ways. Keep in mind that FSD drives better in San Francisco, so if your experience is different, it's not because Omar is definitely wrong. It just drives better in San Francisco. I cannot really comment how good FSD is in San Francisco based from my personal experience because I have never tried it there, but looking at Omar's videos, it seems fairly decent. Tata Electronics has reportedly signed a strategic deal with Tesla to procure semiconductor chips for its worldwide operations. By the end of 2026, the first semiconductor chips from the new plant in India will be ready to roll out. Tesla's proxy statement says that Elon Musk owns about 20.5% of Tesla. You can read here exactly what's included in that. Tesla has partnered with Best Buy to sell Powerwall 3. Omar says they should sell Tesla cars at Best Buy too. Just have a demo unit in the parking lot and take orders at the store. Give Best Buy a commission of like $100. Something to think about. Tesla appears to have gone back to its old website homepage design. That's an interesting choice. Elon replied with a yeah to this post. Few understand what we are witnessing here. And this post said humanoid robots will exceed the supply of iPhones in the next decade gradually, then suddenly. If that does happen, Tesla will greatly benefit from it. GM has released a new video of these vehicles, these EVs doing crab walks, and it's funny because when you click on the max timeline for GM stock on Google, it just goes sideways, which is apparently what GM does best, as Dylan. Let's do the same with Tesla stock. Oh yeah, definitely not flat. Whoa, Fisker stock is up 325% over the past 5 days. The latest rumor is a partnership with Stellantis/Maserati. The market cap though is under $50 million, so still very tiny, but today it's already down 27%. Morgan Stanley put out a new note today. The global EV slowdown has moved into the next phase of the Darwinian shakeout, layoffs, impairment charges, and strategic changes. We think Tesla won't let a good EV recession go to waste. And Morgan Stanley reiterates their $310 price target. They think the auto business alone is worth $62 per share. Despite all of the noise happening around Tesla, the stock, as I'm recording, is not moving at all today. Actually, it's having a good day because the markets are down. I would expect Tesla to be down maybe 1.6% up to 2% based on this index. And Elon is reportedly set to announce a Tesla investment in India of $2 to $3 billion, mainly for building a new factory when he visits New Delhi next week to meet Prime Minister Modi. I'm just wondering, is it going to be an auto factory, a mega pack factory, or what kind of factory is it gonna be? So I got the newest FSD version, I went for a drive, and I was stunned. I talk about it in this video. YouTube's algorithm has definitely put me in the penalty box, and I've been getting messages like this. YouTube has definitely been shadow banning you. I have had to search for your videos the past few days. To fight against that, please click the like button. That will definitely help. It's actually really important, and every single like counts, because just a few more likes than normal actually sends a big signal to YouTube that this video is good and this channel deserves to be pushed by the YouTube algorithm. For now though, here is what I will do until the shadow ban goes away. A few hours later, I will record a little bit more Tesla stock news, and I will put this on this clips channel together with the whole video from today, but the new clip will always be in the beginning and there will always be a timestamp. A video that is not shadow banned by YouTube will receive a click-through rate close to 10% and definitely not 20%. And the last video that I did yesterday, despite having this fantastic click-through rate and high average view duration, it was the worst performing video out of the last 10 videos. So clearly something is going on here. Click the like button. Shares also help. So if you know any other Tesla stock investor, share this video. This will also send a strong signal to the YouTube algorithm to lift the shadow ban. Thank you so much, and I will see you later today on the clip channel with a new unique clip, or tomorrow in the full episode. And if you haven't watched my reaction about the new FSD version yet, click on this video right now.